Good morning, everyone. It's early in the morning, and I'm sitting here on my couch, bundled up, and drinking some tea. I was going to go out and sit on my porch this morning and take my blanket and my tea and visit with you, but there has been a skunk out there overnight, and it has been in this hollow, I guess, um, traipsing around. And pu, it stinks out there. So I came back inside and I'm curled up on my couch. And so I'm not going out there for a while today because it doesn't smell too good out there. So I couldn't visit with you out on the porch this morning because the skunk has been in the holler today or overnight, I guess. So I'm in here curled up on my couch, but it's nice and comfy in here and I kind of like it. So I'm enjoying my tea. And that English breakfast tea I got for $1, it's really good. So I got up early this morning and got one of my journals out. This is not my story journal. This is another journal that I keep where I keep quotes in. Some quotes that I write, but it's quotes that I find on the internet somewhere that that really inspire me or that I really like. And I found a quote that I was looking at, and I thought I'd share it with you. And I wrote some notes. A lot of times, if I find a quote or something, I how I am. I write reflections and everything. So I wrote some things on it, and I thought I would just do something a little different this morning instead of my big rambling on, which I can't promise I won't ramble, but the quote is, sometimes someone isn't ready to see the bright side. Sometimes they need to sit with the shadow first. So be a friend and sit with them. Make the darkness beautiful. And this quote is by Victoria Erickson. So I didn't write this quote, but Victoria Erickson did. And, I thought about this quote for a while, and I ended up writing some notes on it. And I wrote some examples of what I called shadow sitting. When you can just show up for somebody. You don't always have to fix somebody's problems. You just have to show up for them. And so I called this shadow sitting. Just show up for somebody. It's like examples. If a friend loses a loved one, instead of always having to offer advice or trying to fix it for them, you can bring them soup, sit on a porch, and just let them cry. Just don't rush them. Just be present for them. And if somebody, shares, that they've made a mistake or whatever, you just listen to the whole story. You don't have to interrupt them or say, you should have done this or whatever. Just say, tell me more. You just offer grace to them. And yeah, I've got some more stuff here. I've got a whole lot of things. I'm not going to share everything because I have so many things I wrote down here. I've got be present without pressure. Sit beside someone without trying to cheer them up. Let silence speak. Sometimes the most healing sound is your breath beside theirs. So yeah, you're a comfort to them sometimes, but by just sitting with them. Offer gentle invitations, not demands. Say, I'm here if you want to talk, instead of you need to talk. Just don't tell them they need to talk. Just say, I'm here if you want to talk. Invite them for a walk, a meal, or a quiet moment. So yeah, listen with your whole heart. Don't interrupt. Don't try to fix. Just receive. Bring comfort, not correction. A warm blanket, a favorite snack, a handwritten note. Nobody hardly writes handwritten notes these days, but I love to get a handwritten note. I think that's really special. And a handwritten note says, "I see you," without even having to say anything. Stay consistent. Check in with somebody. Check in days or weeks later, a lot of times when something happens, somebody will be there, like the first day or so, and then after that, you don't see them anymore, or you don't hear from them anymore. So, check in with them days after, or even weeks later. Um, just be a friend who remembers, who shows up again, even when the world has moved on. So, yeah, pray quietly, love loudly. I remember writing that. Pray for peace, not change. Trust that God is always working in the shadow. Let your love be felt in actions. That means, like, fold laundry for somebody, offer to run errands. Just sit with them and honor their pace. Let them lead. If you want to talk about the pain, follow. If they want to talk about the weather, follow that too. Just talk about all the little things that they want to talk about, and just sit with them. So yeah, I wrote so many things about that. That's just something I want to share with you while I was sitting here, just going through my journal. So yeah, I just want to share that with you today while I'm sitting here, bundled up in my warm blanket, in my cozy corner of my living room on this beautiful Monday morning, early Monday morning. Like I said, I couldn't go out on the porch because a skunk had been in the neighborhood. That's country life for you. So yeah, hope y'all are having a beautiful Monday morning. I don't know what you're going to do today, but I hope you have a blessed day. I'm not sure what I'm going to do today. I have so many things I can be doing. Now, whether I do them or not, I don't know. I'm back into my decluttering again. I don't know how two people here can have so much clutter, but this is stuff that we've accumulated through the years, and I've boxed it up and trying to go through it, but also things that my husband, his parents, they passed away over the last few years, and we've had to bring things down from their house, and we just got to find something to do with it. And so I'm trying to go through some things like that too, and that makes it difficult. Where you had to box things up and try to find places for them, and now you're having to go through them. So that's some things I'm having to do now, and then having to go through my own things. So yeah, and I was really like going through things like fighting fire over the last couple of months, and then I realized I'm just not able to do that, and so I'm trying to decompress and take my time a little bit more. Because now I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And so I'm learning now, just take my time, do a little bit as I can and when I can. It may take me longer than what I wanted and everything, but so be it. Right? So yeah. So I'm not going to talk too long this morning. I'm going to finish my tea and maybe go through my journal a little bit more, and then I'm going to get up and start my day and do a little bit more today. And yeah, so I just wanted to pop in this morning and share a little bit of my journal with you and my reflections. So yeah, so I hope you all have a beautiful day today. No matter what you do, I hope it's a blessed day. And just as always, I say, God loves you, and so do I. And have a beautiful day.